All right, here's a quick little update on the Quadracer 250. This is a 1985. I took the plastics were loose. They came off pretty quickly. But I took the top end off because I just wanted to inspect the engine, see what it was all about. Top end seems all right. It's not too bad. The bottom though it's got some side to side. So I'm gonna have the crank rebuilt. There's a guy in Connecticut. It's like, I don't know, it's cheap. It's like 200 and change to rebuild the crank. Maybe it's like 290. That also includes the, the new bearings for it. I'm gonna split the cases. This engine's pretty easy. This is before they had the power valves in these things. So it's literally just pop the cylinder off and there you go. But yeah, this is the piston. Not too much wear. Yeah, a little bit of scuffing there, but actually not bad. Rings are fine. It's a Wiseco piston. Everything looked pretty decent on it. Cylinder itself, I don't know if you can see it that well here. Let me just go like this. I just sprayed some WD-40 just to keep it lubricated. But yeah, the cylinder's not bad. Had decent compression. Had like close to 180 PSI. But the same guy who does the, who's gonna do the crankshaft, he's like an hour away from me. He does this for like, I don't know, it's like 190 bucks, and then plus the piston is like another 150 or so. So I'm gonna have him do that. I'm gonna bring him the head too, because there's a little like nick like right there. I'm gonna have him, he said he can take care of that. So I'll have him do that. But I got a few parts for the Quadracer that came in. Bolt kits, some gaskets, crankshaft bearings, things like that. Again, this thing is pretty mint, so my goal is to bring this thing to like pretty good shape. Obviously not like 100%, you know. My main thing is just being able to ride it and have it actually, ride correctly and run right and not leave me stranded. That's why I'm going to rebuild the bottom end, change all the gaskets, seals, bearings, and same thing with the top end. I mean, these engines are simple. They're pretty easy to work on. So let's just open up these real quick and take a quick look at what I have so far for the Quadracer 250. All right, so here is what I have so far. And this is pretty much what I need to get this thing in decent shape. So you get the Moose Racing complete gasket kit, top end, bottom end, oil seals, exhaust, water pump. I got a Moose Racing air filter, a new one, because the current air filter is looking pretty haggard and old, so I figure it's just better to change it. I think it's the same filter. I mean, it's supposed to be for an 85 Quadracer. Looks a little different, but I guess we'll see once we put it on. I always get a throttle cable. The clutch cable I had to get because, as you can see over here, the clutch cable right here is starting to fray a little bit. So it's just a matter of time until that thing breaks and leaves you stranded. You don't want to be stranded in the trails because of a clutch cable. Just change it if it shows any sign of wear, and you should be good. So clutch cable, throttle cable. This is all balls. I've had some good experience with them in the past. They make a lot of bearings, seals, things like that. This is the crankshaft bearings for when I rebuild the engine. This is like 15 bucks. Tusk flywheel puller. I have a bunch of flywheel pullers from various bikes I've worked on in the past. I used to have an RM250, like a 98, so that one might be similar. I've got two right here. I know I have one for an LTZ 400. One of these might fit, but I just want to be safe rather than sorry. I mean, look, I bet one of these would fit it, but it can't hurt to know you have the right one. Then we got front wheel bearings, because the front wheels are a little loose. Don't let those go bad, because if you break the hubs, those are hard to find. Not hard to find, but they're expensive. especially on this bike, 'cause it's hard to get parts for it. I got a new tail light. This isn't Suzuki, it's aftermarket, but it's brand new. It's cheap. It was like 20 bucks. Again, I don't need to have this thing be all Suzuki. The one that has on it right now, it's got a crack on the lens. I couldn't find the lens. This is the original Japan Suzuki one, but whatever. I'm not stressing an aftermarket part. I had to get this for the airbox cover because the quad didn't come with an airbox cover. But I would have preferred to have gotten the stock one that's just completely sealed. This has this material to let more air in. All right, so it's gonna take a little coercing, but that should fit. So that's better than obviously having nothing there. This easily comes out, and I could easily cut a piece of plastic to fit in that spot to create a seal the way it should from factory. Because I'm trying to keep this thing all pretty much stock, but we'll try it out with the open and see how it works. Steering stem bushing from a Boss bearing because there's a little bit of play in this one. Not too bad. It's gonna need some tie rod ends or a ball joint or something, but they're not too bad, so I get those afterwards. We got the Boyson power reeds, just to know we have all new parts inside of the engine. And I'm trying to think, that's pretty much it so far. Oh, spec bolt fasteners, quality 8.8 and 10.9 grade heat treated fasteners. These are great because this quad is missing a bunch of bolts. It's missing the bolts that hold the plastics on, things like that. Not too bad. I could obviously just go to the hardware store and get bolts, but I mean, this was like 45 bucks, so why not get this? This has most of the bolts and fasteners I'm gonna need. This is gonna save a lot of time and a lot of headache. And if you're going to the hardware store, even sometimes just trying to get 10 grade 8 bolts or whatever, it can be a pain in the ass, and it's just better to get this. This is a lot less stress. But yeah, this is cool. This is for the Quadzilla 500 250. This came in, actually, this is from San Dimas, California. I didn't think that was a real place. I thought that was a fictitious place from Bill and Ted. That's where they went to high school, San Dimas. San Dimas high school football rules.
Excellent!
But I had this box too. This is weird. This looks like a starter of some sort. I didn't order this. Sometimes when you order stuff on eBay, they'll get like, I've gotten things twice before. I haven't paid for them twice. They'll just send it in. Yeah, here's some relays. So this is like a aftermarket starter for something. I didn't order that. I don't know what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, this is what I have so far. The next few days, I'll be installing some of this stuff. The bearings, the light, clutch cable, some bolts here and there. And then once I get the crankshaft back rebuilt and the top end with a new piston rebuilt, then I'll be using the gasket kit, things like that. But yeah, just want to make a quick little update video on the progress of this thing. It is going to need all 4 new tires. I just haven't decided what kind of tires I want to do yet. I do a lot of trail riding, so I don't want this thing to be too low to the ground. I've priced skid plates, but I've seen like used ones for like 90 bucks. Seems kind of like a ripoff for a used one. They don't make all the parts for this thing anymore. Some parts are hard to get. For the most part, you can get a lot of things. But yeah, that's that. If you have any tips on working on the 85, 86 Quadracer 250s, please leave a comment below. Any advice will help, especially tearing the engine apart, anything I should look out for or change while I'm in there that I don't have already. Let me know. And yeah, thanks for watching.